as well from students of your age who are working and living elsewhere. Yeah.
So, as connecting schools, maybe we want to learn more about your culture. You're from UK and the United Kingdom. We need to know more about your society, to the people. We are as students, as Palestinian students, we want to open to another cultures around the world. I wanted to know about the one who live in Russia. I wanted to know about the one who live in USA. So that's what we want to do. We are not a closed society. We are an open one.
Yes.
To know a new culture, to make friends in Britain and share them their lives, their opinion, to tell them about my city, my country is building, and how I live here in Palestine. And the main reason is to improve my second language, the English.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes.
As my friend Ryan said, we are suffering from the misunderstanding. And I believe that media also show some pictures about Britain or other countries that we don't understand. So if we can take the real information from the people there, that will be better to learn about the culture.
Be interesting to know. Yeah, we'll come. Just picking up on that point. Other people have a chance. What is your understanding and perception of what life is like in Britain? From what you see on the television or whatever, what do you think it's like in Britain itself, in the UK?
Maybe when you talk about Britain, you are talking about one of the biggest countries around the world. So everything should be, as we imagine, should be perfect. Like the education system that you have, most of us and the students, people want to study abroad. So if you ask someone about the university in British, I would like to go there, to study there. So that's the point that we are looking for.
Of course, Britain is my favorite country. Me and my sister and brothers also. The thing I know about Britain, the view is you have a high class, the king or the queen, and that's my view. And the lower class, like the farmers and stuff. I don't know really what is between them. And I know that you have a lot of football, soccer. Yeah, you are just
football. Football. I was going to ask about that because football will be the key thing that Britain and British people are known for. Manchester United, Arsenal, all the big football teams. Because football is a big sport in the UK. It seems to have grown from the UK. And actually, Britain, when I was your age, football was only a sport that was played between September through to March, and then that was it, it stopped. And then during the summer, different sports were played, tennis and cricket, but now football goes all the way through the year. And it goes through the year because there is a lot of money to be made through football. And so I take your point that, the perception is that there is the high class, there is the queen, the royalty, and then there are farmers, and what hands between. So I think it is important that, there is far more about Britain. Britain is not a big country. Britain is quite a small country. It's one of the smallest countries in Europe, actually. It's far smaller than France, far smaller than Germany. But for some reason it does have, because of its history, it's recognised as being quite a big place. But it's minuscule compared with the USA and with Canada. In Canada, for example, it takes longer to travel across Canada by aeroplane than it takes to travel from Canada to the UK, because Canada is so vast. Yeah. But UK is quite interesting. So coming back to global citizenship, another thing that people say, why do you want to link? What do you want to know from the UK? What's your perception of the UK? What do you feel? Yes.
Well, I'd like to know the difference between our culture and yours, because difference is what makes us special, what makes us do great things in life. I mean, if all the same, it won't be good enough or beautiful to live in this life. What makes us special is the difference between us and the difference between cultures, like Britain and the Palestinian culture, American culture. So when I know the differences between us, I know their culture well and you know our culture, then we can understand each other, we can work together, we can have better life and make more special things, more achievements in our life.
That's good. Anything else?
I want to know what do they think about us, and if that was wrong, I want to correct that. why do you always hear one idea when you can hear the right one? Maybe they heard one from the past and it stuck in their mind. They don't know anything else. They close their minds to a wrong idea because they think that this is the final idea. Arabs are nothing. They are just tourists or billionaires.
Yeah, my son, you are poor. Why don't I know?
That if anyone made like if one made mistake, they think that all of the Arabs have made mistakes, but it is only one person who did that, and we didn't say that he presents us.
That's the issue, yes, I agree, yes. One more.
I want to go to prove my talent and my skills in architecture, sketching, to know a new programs, how you learn to teach the people there, and if I tell them about my culture and my city, and they tell me about their culture and mix it, we can make an extraordinary thing.
I want to mix our culture and their culture, and I want to show them that some of them think that we are not as smart as them, and we don't have the ability to do something that they can do that. But I won't say to them that if one person make a mistake, he is not an angel, and all people make mistakes, and they must not make all of people like him. And if I make mistake, this does not mean that all of the people like me make mistakes. No.
Thank you. I'll just pick up a couple of things there. What is the culture of Britain and what is the culture of the UK? There isn't a single culture, because people may think that, and this goes back to history, that every afternoon at 3 o'clock, British people sit down and have a cup of tea and have a piece of cake. Well, that doesn't happen. Because culture in Britain has changed, and the culture, you will have 50 or 60 different languages spoken in Britain, because there are cultures from all over the world that come into Britain, and so Britain no longer is the typical British culture that was there 50, 60, 100 years ago. It has changed, and I think it is important that people begin to understand that, and I think it's absolutely crucial, as you say, very important, that people begin to understand that if somebody makes a mistake, you should not then assume that everybody of the same person, the same kind of place, are all making those mistakes, because it's very easy, and I think one of the things that the press and the media do is actually focus on things that have gone wrong, and then use that to generate an impression. And we have a saying in the UK that bad news sells newspapers, but good news never does. So if you have good news stories, people don't want to buy them. So all the press, many of the press and many of the newspapers will all pick up negative things